Okay. Hi, Dad.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Hello, relatives out there. Happy Shamanic Sundays. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful day. Good to see you and to be here with you. Thank you for showing up. We are very grateful, Dad, that you had your shamanic mojo show in Virginia on Friday night to a packed house, we heard, and then you had a ceremony last night. So I know that you've been putting out a lot of energy, and we appreciate you being here with us this morning.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty wasted, but I'm happy for the good work people have done and the support and the opportunity to connect with people right now.
Yeah, thank you. And we recognize that the audio coming from Tom may not be perfect. He's on a old laptop. We need to get you a new laptop, Dad. Um, but but uh, but we're gonna do our best and just feel the energy no matter what happens with the sound. And would you like to start us off with an opening prayer? Sacred
Yeah,
reciprocity. Okay.
yeah. I'm thankful for last night. There was 19 people at the ceremony, and I only got about an hour's sleep, so I'm pretty wasted. And I was pretty tired toward the end of the ceremony, and I just needed strength that I didn't have. So I called on the spirit of the fire, Tatawadi, and Great Spirit to give me the strength to keep going with the ceremony until we finished. So I'm thankful for the strength that did come. I'm thankful for the strength of the life force and the gifts that it brings to all of us with every intake of the flow of life. It comes from the Great Spirit, from you, Creator. So thank you for your presence here now. Thank you for your presence here now, giving us this breath of life, giving us this day, giving us the gift of a human incarnation and the opportunity to be present, open ourselves up, and wake up and wise up and live love now and honor the opportunity in being alive to be channels for the Great Spirit, your healing light and love flowing through us and out into the world for the healing of the sacred hoop and gratitude for our ancestor spirits and the ancestor spirits of the land we live on. I'm in Richmond, Virginia right now. With gratitude to the ancestor spirits here and wherever you live, and gratitude for Kimberly, you bringing us this Shamanic Sundays and everybody listening here live and on your own time. Oh,
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, the subject that I wanted to talk about this morning is how to stay open. And what I mean by that is openness of heart, openness of mind, openness of energy, openness of spirit. Because I think we live in a world that there are people, individuals, entities that would prefer if we would shut down. Because if we shut down, then they can hold on to truths that maybe keep them in paradigms of power that are not necessarily good for all of us or all of our relations, our environment, all beings. Um, and so there's a lot of pressure, I feel, upon us that wants us to shut down. And then add to that just each of our own, personal stories, um, pain, hurts, losses, defeats, embarrassments, grief, whatever they may be. Each one of those could be like a little, piece of a mud that gets like thrown at you, and it can cover your eyes, cover your mouth, cover your heart. Yesterday, actually, I was on the beach with a little girl who's in third grade, a family friend, and as one of the dogs that was near us went to go sniff some of the tar, there's natural seepage here on the beaches of tar. And this little puppy went to sniff it. And the little girl said, no, 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 don't do that. Because if you sniff the tar, it'll cover your nose and your mouth and you won't be able to breathe and you won't be able to stay open. And I thought, oh gosh, there's like little bits of that tar coming at us all the time. And so, how do we stay open so that we can be receiving of the the infinite energy of the universe that you talk about, Dad, and that I would call more like nature's energy that we are a part of, and as an ecosystem, we're all part of that ecosystem, and it is inherently moving toward life, but it sure doesn't always feel like that. So if you could speak for a few minutes about a shamanic perspective on how to stay open. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a important struggle, if you will, to make, in the recognition of there's so many forces coming at us all the time, to not just shut down, but stay dumb, stay in ignorance, keep believing in thought forms that we've been unconsciously conditioned to believe in are truths, such as that we're all separate objects, we're all separate from one another, that we are objects, that we're things. And that's Buddha spoke about the cause of suffering is ignorance, and the initial ignorance that we're conditioned into by the media is to believe that we're separate things and that we are our egos, our physical bodies, and the stories that our ego cooks up about ourselves and lives, all based on that idea that we're separate. And when we stay asleep to that programming, that unconscious programming that seeds and feeds and perpetuates that belief in us that we're separate, then we suffer. We're disconnected. We're disconnected from the truth of who we are. We're disconnected from the truth of what we are. We're way more than our bodies, our egos, our stories. We're way more than who we think we are. And we all have access to the infinite, creative, divine wisdom and power, energy of the universe. We all have access to it. And we all have embedded in us by billions of years of evolutionary wisdom, that when those codes are activated, they begin to release. When those codes are activated and cultivated, nurtured, and paid attention to, they offer us wisdom guidance to wake up, to wise up, remember who and what we really are, that we're part of an interwoven infinite energy field. Its basic essence energy is infinite unconditional love, light and love, the essence of our being, in which we're all interconnected with, interwoven with. And that wisdom guidance in those embedded codes, when we activate it and generate it, brings us the guidance about how to live our lives, how to use the instrument of our mind, what thought forms to put our attention into that are based in truth. Because when we put our energy attention into thought forms that are true, we polish up our stardust. We get shinier, we get juicier, and that access to the creative wisdom power of the universe is open, and it flows through us, and it guides us about how to think and act and be and do, that will lead us on the path to realization of our fullest potentials, fullest blossoming, greatest good. But that starts with intention, as everything does. It starts with intention. So if our intention is to wake up, is to wise up, and to live the love that we are, to remember and honor in and through all our relations, that I'm a sacred being. I'm a sacred worthy being. I'm a sacred worthy being of light, luminosity. And I am love. Not only that, I am loved. We're all loved. We're all given the breath of life. We're all respected and cared for. The creative wisdom power of the universe wants us here, or wouldn't be giving us our life. It certainly has the power to take us out anytime it wants. And so the very fact that we're here is indicative of how the creative power of the universe wants us here, because it's given us life. It's given us the gift of awareness when we pay attention to it. And if we pay attention to our experience in the moment and we're suffering, the doorway to waking up is to look at what's the story I'm telling myself right now in response to the stimulant of what's going on now. What's the story I'm telling myself? And is it a story that's closing my heart with fear, with judgment, with shame, with guilt, with thought forms of limitation, with thought forms of comparison to others? Oh, I'm not doing as good as everybody else. Everybody else is doing better than me and has more and is more, and I'm just a loser. So we put our energy into thought forms like that, judgment, beating ourselves up, heart closes, the pipes get stuck, we get constipated, we get constricted. So if we're suffering, bring our awareness into our body and see how that's taking place, where it's taking place, and what's the story that unconsciously has been conditioned, that we're feeding unconsciously, that's creating our suffering. It's not the stimuli of the situation, whatever it might be, but it's the relationship, the response, the story we tell ourselves about the situation that creates this suffering, the shutdown, the constriction. And so if we want to healing from that suffering, put our attention, the power of our attention, when we put our attention into, grows stronger. Put our attention into something's true. I am a sacred, worthy, luminous being, worthy of respect and care and tenderness and support and compassion, celebration. I'm a sacred, worthy, not because of anything I've accomplished or have or own or possess, but just for our being. We're sacred beings, sacred, worthy beings of luminosity, stardust brought to earth. Our bodies made of stardust, our lives fueled by stardust. And therein is the luminosity, sacred, worthy, luminous beings. I am loved. I am love. My love is forgiving and receiving. In every moment of being alive, reminding ourselves what's true. This could be my last act here in this life. Whatever I'm doing right now could be the last act in this life. How do I want to experience it? How do I want to answer the question Great Spirit asks me when she gives me this gift of life? Says, how do you want to use this gift that I give you? This life force energy, this gift of divine creating, activating wisdom energy that I'm giving you. How do you want to use it? What do you want to co-create with me? Do you want to create more suffering? Put your energy, your attention into those thought forms that all you are is your ego, your physical body, the wounds of your life and how they've impacted you. That's all there is to you. And just notice the constriction. Just notice the closing down, which activates inflammation, which brings forth suffering in the physical body and somatic manifestations of it in illness. But wait, maybe I feel I've had enough suffering in this life. Maybe with this moment of being alive, I'd rather let go of all of that, pull the plug on that, what I call the unconscious, Latico infected, malignant, egophrenia, meanness, ritual reality dream. Pull the plug on it, let it go. And with this breath coming in right now, taking a clear intention, I want to use this gift that you give me, Great Spirit, to open my awareness to your presence, love's presence, the deep inner peace that lives at the center of my being through the gift of grace that you give me with this breath of life, underneath the storms and the tumult and the distractions to try to shut us down, keep us dumb. I open with this gift of life you give me, my awareness to love's presence flowing in with the breath, and I let it flow through my entire physical body, energy body, strengthening my immune system, polishing up of organs and glands, and all the powers of physical and physiological functioning taking place through the wisdom inside of my body that knows how to promote health, knows how to heal, knows how to transform energy states. So gratitude, gratitude. Grace grows where gratitude flows. There was a woman in the retreat last night who had done many medicine journeys, and every one she came away disappointed from because she didn't get what she wanted. So her hope was to be able to break that spell of disappointment and through the journey work experience something that she did want. So in talking to her, I said, it might be this might be a test for you, and you keep coming back into the place of where you're unhappy and frustrated because you didn't get what you wanted. And so the test might be, in effect, in a coyote trickster way, the Great Spirit saying to you, maybe you need to bring gratitude, awareness and gratitude to what you already have in your life and be thankful for it. Reflect on what you already have in your life that you're thankful for, maybe things you take for granted. And give thanks. Open your heart and give thanks for those gifts you already have in your life. And maybe that might open the doorway for you to receive more. Grace grows where gratitude flows. If you want some more grace, give thanks. Give gratitude. Thanks for the gifts you already have in your life. And that grows grace. So lo and behold, in the circle share this morning, she was in an ecstatic place. She was in a grateful, beautiful, loving, happy place that the doorway had opened for her to experience more of an empowered sense of love and all the things she had to be thankful for in her life. So very different story. So I just offer that in closing this sharing of you want more grace in your life? Be thankful for what you have. Grace grows where gratitude flows. And grace frees us from the constriction when we open to receive it. And the key to open to receiving it is go into our heart. Think about what's sweet in your life right now, what you're thankful that's sweet in your life, and give thanks for it from your heart. Send gratitude out to your sense of the source of whatever you're thankful for in your life. What's the source of that? Where did it come from? Give thanks to that. And that's going to help polish up your stardust and help you wake up and wise up and live love now. All right. All right.
Thank you, Dad. That was beautiful. You said you didn't know if you were going to have energy this morning, and we just plugged you in and you took off. So thank you for sharing. Yeah. Couple things, just grounding some of that in practical steps that we can take. I wanted to share that last night as you kind of Dad pressured me into sharing about the documentary I'm making last week. So for those of you that didn't hear or didn't see our Shamanic Sundays last week, I'm making a documentary called Listen about opening up and reconnecting to nature and listening to her wisdom and following that wisdom and intelligence to address the greatest challenges of our time. And I've never made a documentary film before. And so I feel tremendous gratitude to everyone who has stepped up to support me in many different ways so far in the film. Um, and I feel an incredible sense of responsibility having been given this message to share, of listening to nature more. And I struggle with these two little voices on my shoulder, one saying, um, you are crazy, you have no right to be doing this, you've never done this before, look at blah blah, why would you, you know all that stuff, right? We all have these different versions of the other voices. And then the other voice on my other shoulder, like, looks me straight in the eye and says, who are you not to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so it's very much like what you said about that. There's a reason each of you is here right this very second, that we are alive together right now, that you have this gift of breath, that I have this gift of breath, that each of us is sitting or standing or dancing or laying, whatever you're doing as you're joining us here right now. And so you are doing it, and you are showing up. And so the inclination to shut down and to feel ourselves shrivel, I feel often comes from fear and insecurity. And so I just wanted to share on like a tactical thing that last night, the insecure voices were definitely getting the best of me last night, as I'm just about to leave soon on a trip for some filming. And some of the things weren't coming together exactly as I had hoped. And so I thought, oh, see, yeah, I'm not worthy. This is not going to be as good as I'd hoped, and yada, yada, yada. And then I got myself out of bed. I was like, you don't have the right to think like that. So I got myself out of bed. I lit a candle, burned a little bit of sage, and just started doing some deep breathing, giving thanks, and just really going back to like, what's the intention and what's the message. And then this morning I woke up to some really wonderful news that opened some more doors to keep things moving forward in a great way, um, uh, where I'm going for the filming. So I'm super excited and grateful about that. And so just for each of you who may be feeling something, maybe you heard something on the news that's making you feel like you're shutting down. Maybe your health isn't feeling so good. Maybe someone you love did something that made you feel hurt, or you hurt yourself, or whatever it is that's kind of knocking on you to shut you down, to close you down. Take the time to take some deep breaths, to get out in nature, to look at that sun that is shining, or to just appreciate that it's there if you can't see it, knowing it's there, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be here. So all of those gifts that we don't necessarily remember. Yeah. So some practical.
I think it's helpful for me. Anyway, I like hearing it, for you to share what the voice said to you on your vision quest.
Yeah, I'm happy to repeat that again. So it was on my second night of quest, vision quest with you, your 49th year, my 19th year. And when you're out on quest, I am often scared, tired, hungry, cold. And so it's just a lot of surrendering and just giving thanks. And my second night, it felt like the voice of the earth coming through saying, I have all the answers you need. You just need to listen to me more. So I'm actually going to we just got a new trailer, which I'm super excited about. So I'm going to put that in the chat so folks can check that out. And hopefully that will encourage you to keep sending love for the making of this film. I think it's a leap of faith. So thank you for
financial contributions.
Oh yeah, of course, for sure, definitely. So, but keeping the little, I keep saying, keeping this little film in your big heart, because that feels like a really sweet way to hold it. So, anyways, so back to the opening up. Dad, is there anything else you want to? I mean, it's all related.
Well, wait a minute. So say the message that you heard.
I did that I have all the answers you need. There was a message from the earth. I have all the answers you need. You just need to listen to me more. When we're doing this back and forth with you and I, Dad, I crack up because it's like we're saying it to each other, and I think of like this little kid and a dad, and then in the trailer I was laughing because I imagined Corbin watching it, my son, and him going, "Oh gosh, I've heard my mom say that lots of times." So I just want to always reiterate that's not my voice. It's the message that Mother Nature is sending to all of us, and hopefully all of us can be conduits for that in different ways. So, yeah. All right. Any other things, Dad, that you would like to share with folks this morning about? I love this story that you shared about the woman from ceremony last night that felt like she's never gotten what she needed from the medicine, and then being in a place of more gratitude, she was able to receive more. Definitely have to like open the even just the breath of life, right? If we're not giving, we can't receive. So that flow.
Well, when we speak about when that voice comes through as it did through you and you bring it to us, I have all the answers you need. You just need to listen to me more. So it brings up the old Sufi song that goes like this. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. So listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. So just let the words, the vibrational power of those words flow through you. And just notice what it brings up for you. That there's a presence, there's a power that will never forsake you, that will never forget you. It's always present. As long as we're alive here in Mother Earth's here, doing her miraculous work, earthing the incredible diversity, beauty, form, shape, color, vibrational power, wisdom, guidance of all that we see in the natural world. The flowers, the trees, the moon, the rain, the water. Always doing her work, what the rituals call it, the Kutsi Nako, great grandmother growth. Great grandmother growth. She holds the answers. She has the teachings about how to live in harmony and balance with the gifts of her creation when we take the time to slow down, go out onto earth, into nature, pay attention to what calls our attention to it. Like by accident, whatever calls our attention to it. What's the medicine that Mother Earth's trying to perhaps give us an answer to a question in our life? How to open the doorway of connection and attunement and communion with that wisdom power coming to us, bringing answers that will never forget us, will never forsake us. Gratitude. Grace grows where gratitude flows. Thank you, Mother, Great Spirit, for eyes to be able to see the beauty of your creation. Thank you for the ability to hear the sounds of creation. Thank you for the ability to feel and to sense the beauty, the wisdom, power, the teachings from the source that has all the answers you need. You just need to listen to me more. Thank you for the ability to listen and listen not just with our ears, with our bodies, our feelings, our intuition, our senses, what we see with our eyes open, what we see with our eyes closed. Listen, 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 listen to my heart song. I love you. I appreciate you. I respect you. I support you. I celebrate you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. You are my beloved granddaughter, grandson. I pray for fullest blossoming, greatest good, realization of the potentials you carry as a sacred, worthy, luminous being. And then when you care for yourself in a loving way, it provides the nutrient, the support for the flowers, the tutus, as we shall say, of love and compassion and wisdom and courage and beauty and creativity to show up in your life and live your integrity. I give you this life for you to live you, not anybody else, for you to live from your integrity, your soulful authenticity, and gratitude for your willing to show up in this life, which can be so challenging at times, and to do the work, to create responses to the challenges and what they trigger, that bring through more sweet medicine, healing light and love and peace and courage and generosity into a world that sorely, literally sorely, needs more of the healing light and love that each of us can bring through. When we choose that as an intention, we do the practices to help us polish our stardust, and we open up and listen to the way Spirit guides us about how it wants to use us to show up. When we surrender to it, and a willingness to serve higher will instead of ego, pulling the plug on serving ego and instead serving Spirit. May it be so for all of us in ways that honor our own integrity, fullest blossoming, greatest good of the sacred who. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you, Dad. You are a gift, and each of you here with us today, you are a gift, and everything you just said, Dad, I just hope all of you took that into your hearts because it's so true. So happy rest of the day or evening, whatever part of the world you're joining us from. Remember, you can send us questions ahead of time. If you have things that you would like us to address, it's always good to hear from you. And yeah, just thank you for showing up, and hopefully you leave this time with us today with your heart and mind and spirit feeling a little more open.
May it be so. Bye, con Dios. Oh.
Everyone, thank you so much. Take care. Bye. See you next week.